Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Todd Kramer Art. Today is a very special episode, one I've been kind of tinkering with for a while, or at least kind of teasing through the channel. I'm dipping my toe into the candle review waters. Well, not so much of a review. This is more of a list of my top 10 of all-time favorite Halloween candles. As if you're a fan of the channel, all the tens of you out there, you may or may not know that I am, in fact, a candle enthusiast. I love candles, scented candle, of the scented variety, if you will. And part of what nudged me into doing YouTube is I started watching a lot of YouTube candle reviews. And yeah, and I got a big kick out of it, and I enjoyed it, and I thought, oh, maybe it'd be fun to do YouTube, and here I am today. So I know for some of you it might be, I don't know, I don't want to say a shock because that sounds like a little too strong of a word, but it is, I can see it's a little bit off the beaten path of what some might think I would be into, or you know, or hope I would be into, but here we are, and I'm gonna dip my toe into the waters here. That said, disclaimer, for those of you that are also candle enthusiasts, you know, I am a novice at this. I do love myself a good candle, and I have reasons for loving said candle, but I am no Philly candle man. I am no Shane Carlson. I am no Virgil. I am no Chance. I'm no Haunted Haven. I probably won't be as good or descriptive as the aforementioned candle enthusiasts, those who review candles online, but let's have a good time. It's Halloween. Well, it's almost Halloween. Tomorrow's Halloween. This is Devil's Night, anyway. And I figured, you know what, let's just dive right into it. That said, I didn't plan this at all, really. I mean, I know what I like and stuff, so I cobbled together some candles that I think represent my the breadth of what I would consider all-time favorite Halloween candles. But again, this is kind of lighthearted. I anticipate this list to change next year. And there's many things that aren't a part of this group that very well could be. There's a lot of back and forth so I was going, but I'm just picking some, and I'll tell you why as I go through. That said, I don't have any scent notes prepared. I'm just gonna sniff them, give you my best, I guess, description of said candle and why it's in the place it is, and go forward from there. That said, there's a handful of companies that would probably take up this full slot. South of Sanity, you know that you could pretty much just, I can knock most of these off and just have you on here, but you know, in the interest of fairness, you know, let's have a wide array here. And you know, Witch Nose as well. I've got a couple candles from Witch Nose this year that I'm very, very impressed with, and I look forward to getting more of. And Brass Coffin's out there. I still got to get a hold of some Brass Coffin candles. I went to this year, and she was sold out of just about everything. And there's a couple I had my eye on, but you know, they'll come back in stock. I will get some Brass Coffin, that is for sure. But this is what I got here. So let's dive in, shall we? All right. For number 10, I'm going to have to give it to Yankee Candle's Witch's Brew. The OG. Here it is in all its glory. And the paraffin, the lovely paraffin wax. Oh, man. Smells of patchouli. Some say it smells a little bit of Dr. Pepper or Coca-Cola. I can kind of see that. It has a very sweet scent to it, but there's a spiciness to it that's kind of alluring and kind of mysterious. And this could have been a number one as well. This is a candle I was either going to put number one or number 10. And I've decided to kind of let it be the intro into this because this kicked off the game for me. So I'd never really thought of Halloween candles before, witch's brew. There's candles I liked at Halloween time, mostly fall scents, the ones you're familiar with, pumpkin spice, and I'm gonna forewarn you, your boy likes a pumpkin spice. I know a lot of Halloween enthusiasts out there kind of poo-poo the pumpkin spice. I don't poo-poo the pumpkin spice. I embrace the pumpkin spice. I am one with the pumpkin spice. I'm comfortable with that. I love myself a spooky scent, don't get me wrong. You'll see them on here. But I'd be lying. I'd be lying through my teeth if I told you I didn't like a good pumpkin spice. That said, it can be done very tackily, and I think that's what people are talking about. But it also can be done very well. Anyway, I digress. We're talking about witch's brew. Lovely black wax. When I first got this, I got this in a, I think it was, it's hard to say. I think I got one of an OG candle way back in the day, just on a whim, a smaller one though. And it stuck in my head. And then I started, I think around 2018 or so, 18, 19, I was getting more alert to the fact that, oh, you like this stuff, let's pick up some things. And I got a clay jar version of it, and it smelled amazing. It has this kind of allure to it, this kind of mysterious witch shop allure that kind of pulled me in. It's not pumpkin spice where it's like, okay, it's fall, it's you know, pumpkiny, spicy, whatever. It has a little bit of a moodier, darker undertone, and that's why it is number 10. Could have been number 1, but this brought the game. And also, over the years, the scent has died down even more. It's not as strong as some of its competitors anymore. But I'd be lying if I didn't love myself a good witch's brew. So, and also, this is my favorite label of the witch's brew. Let's not mistake that. There's a lot of kooky fun. Ooh, look at this! I'm a cartoon witch. Ooh, witch's brews out there. No, let's go with that raven. Let's go with that crow raven with the brew underneath. Mysterious, classy. Got a classy label on this one. Anyway, I can be a bit of a label snob. Some people don't care one way or the other about labels, but I like a good label, and this is one of their best. Now, if they had this in the larger version, forget about it. Come on. The 2-wick paraffin? But alas, we live in the world we live in, and we have to deal with the cartoon stuff that they put on now, but witch's brew. All right, thanks for enduring the first one. Let's go to my number 9. So we're going to be heading into Kringle territory. So Kringle candle, from what I understand, and some of you aficionados out there can kind of steer me right in the comments, but the family of Kringle candle is the one that started Yankee Candle. So we're talking about the real artisans here, and they bring it for Halloween every year. I mean, it's incredible what they're doing. So this is my number 9 pick, is Graveyard Night. Look at that label. Look at that label. Now that's what I'm talking about. Classy. Look at that classy grin on this jack-o'-lantern. It's got a nice shimmer to it, but it's not in its position because of the label, partially, but not because of it. It hits that pumpkin note like a champion. I ain't kidding around. This sucker got that pumpkin flavor. Oh, and it has a little bit of a nutty undertone to it that kind of dies down that spice. So it's not overwhelming you with all the high-end pumpkin spice on your nose where it really kind of gets it real tight in there. And that's the tacky pumpkin spice. So we don't want tacky pumpkin spice. We want smooth, creamy, mellow pumpkin spice, and that's what this delivers. Graveyard Night from Kringle Candle. And this hasn't returned in a couple years. They had Pumpkinhead this year, which I was a fan of. That was heavier on the nutmeg. I didn't see a lot of reviewers talk about the nutmeg in that candle. That candle, I would say, instead of a pumpkin candle, it's a nutmeg candle. And I ain't mad at it. It does have a pumpkin note, but this is a little bit more rounder. It's a little bit less abrasive, a little more nuanced, and it has that subtle, like walnut-y kind of undertone. Graveyard Night. You guys enjoying this? I'm having fun. I'm having fun, but I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm digging myself a grave here, but that's okay. Okay, here we are. We're at number 8. And I'm going to go with Witch's Cauldron. Again, another Kringle candle. Now this, a lot of people might be like, why is that so late in the... Hey man, it really could be any one of... It could be number 2, number 1. This thing is amazing. And this is a really hard candle to describe. The first thing you want to say is it's smoky. It has a smoky scent to it. You know that top end, you have a campfire and that top end of that smoke where it hits your nose, it's a high, whereas that one was rounder and mellower, this hits you higher in the nose, but it has a deep base to it. It kind of soft rounds out that edge. A subtle hint of evergreen. People won't say that. I smell it. A little bit of evergreen in there. Oh man. If you've ever if you ever smelled a fog machine, there's like a little bit of a cooling note, almost like a menthol. It's not menthol. Just think about when you have menthol, how it can open up your nasal passage. It has that to it, but the smokiness gives it like this mysterious kind of earthy vibe. Very earthy, very foresty. The forest smoke. It could be called forest smoke. I'm renaming candles here. Anyway, excellent candle. I burned the heck out of this sucker. I'm a little bit judicious when it comes to my candles. Obviously I have a collection, so I kind of burn a little at a time here and there. I can't be buying tons of backups. I don't got backup funds. but you know, so I have to kind of like be very judicious with my burning. So I've made this one last a couple of years, but and this is a good year-round candle. I mean, I can burn this any old time. I can burn any of these any old time, but this is definitely year-round. Anyway, Witch's Cauldron, number 8. All right. Number 7. I'm going to have to go with Village Candle Pumpkin Scarecrow. Now, Village Candle has a little place in my heart. So when I started becoming a true candle enthusiast, as many of you that are fellow candle enthusiasts know, Shane Carlson did a kind of introductory video to this line of candles. So Village Candle had a kind of, you know, a Halloween kind of lineup for, I think it was 2019, and that really intrigued. I was like, whoa, what's this? Because look at these labels, man. I mean, look at that big bold label. You got the paraffin wax, you got the 2 wicks. I mean, you cannot go wrong. So I mean, so they had this one. Do I have it over here? No, I don't have it over here. They had a haunted house. They also had a graveyard one. I'm not saying the right name, but a white candle with, it had probably one of my favorite labels. Gosh, it's escaping me. I got somewhere around here anyway. But then you know, that was like, okay, now this is something I like. I'm going to start collecting these suckers. I use the term collect loosely because I burn them. I have very few that I haven't really burned, but yeah. So, and also I had a Village Candle outlet near me, so I can kind of pick these up. I ordered them online first, and then I really, this is the old style. Look at that lid. Look how unique that is. You know, it's like, come on, man. They stopped caring. They should go back to this. But anyway, let's get into the scent. I digress. Ah, man, that's good stuff. Another pumpkin forward candle again with the pumpkins. Sorry, I like the pumpkins. But a nice mild pumpkin scent. It's very, there's a wool in there. There's like, it's hard to describe the scent of wool, but you know it, that fabric, you know, you get the flannel shirt of the scarecrow. A hint of night air. There's a little bit of a hint of night air in there. But a real deep, rich pumpkin. There's not a lot of citrus. Sometimes with pumpkin candles, they can have a citrus note. I don't get that here. Some people might have that, but I'm not smelling it. Kind of a clean pumpkin, very like clean smelling. It could verge on lemon or something, but it's not lemon at all. But it smells of Halloween. It reminds me of Halloween. Like growing up, my mom would probably have, you know, sometimes she would have a pumpkin candle in the background, but there's also everything else: the night air, the leaves, the cozy flannel. Woo, this does it, man. Okay. Where are we at? Number 7, I believe. Pumpkin Scarecrow. Okay. Let's see here. We're on number 6, and we're going back to Kringle territory. I'm sorry, my friends, but we have to for Coffin Rock. This is a very underrated candle in the candle community. Though I hear you out there, there's some that agree. This thing is silent but deadly. It is good. Now that's the stuff right there. That, ooh, get goosebumps. Get goosebumps with this one. So what you get out of this, you get that clove note. You get a nice, round, soft clove that guides you into that night air. And what it reminds me of is back in the day, my buddies smoking clove cigarettes. And if you're going to smoke cloves because they smell amazing. It reminds me of listening to KMFDM and Ministry and Nine Inch Nails with that clove cigarette. And we're riding down the street. It's October. The windows are down. We're getting that chill in the air. We're getting that freshness. Got that clove lingering. Oh man, that smells so good. And to be honest, this is definitely year-rounder. This is a studio candle for sure. And I'm debating about doing a video on studio candles, like what I burn year-round to inspire me to create. That's a whole nother list. And you know, pretty much everything on here would be on that list too. But there's certain things that, you know, definitely. Now this, because they haven't remade this at all, I'm about halfway through. So I'm very, very careful with this one because I do not want to run out this. Again, Coffin Rock. Maybe not the most Halloween-y, but I feel it fits. It's in its appropriate spot. Okay, moving on up to number 5, right dead center. We've got ourselves. Now, this might throw some people off. I don't know why. I feel like this candle's got a lot of mixed review in the Halloween candle community. It's a Yankee candle. They brought it back a handful of years, and this year they have not brought it back. So I'm glad I do have backups of this one. Now, the thing with backups, for those that are budget minded, you gotta go in after Halloween when they're marking things down at $7. That's when you get them. And I'm lucky enough to have an outlet like about 15 minutes away. So, but this one is in the paraffin jar with the classy label, Mystic Moon. I don't know what it is about this particular candle, but this really put me over the edge with Halloween candles. And I think I blame Shane Carlson, the candle enthusiast, another shout out, for that, because he did such a wild video trying to find the first iterations of this candle. He heard there's a new Yankee Candle, Halloween candle coming out, and he's calling all the stores around him. And to me, like, thinking, wow, there's somebody out there risking life and limb. The smell would be the first to hone in on this new scent. But it was fun, man. It made the season fun. And when it came out, I wanted to be sure, I wanted to smell it, and it did delivered. So this is definitely a cousin of Witch's Brew. So it hits the notes that Witch's Brew hits, but it adds that apple. Oh man, that is good. So it has this fresh, kind of juicy apple note with that patchouli and a little bit of that cool air. And when I say cool air, I mean, like, what does cool air smell like, Todd? You're talking about cool air. What are you talking about? You know when the cold hits your nose and there is a scent there, and it's fresh, it brightens, it kind of perks you up a little. It's very clean. And that's what this is. But it has that spice and patchouli. They kind of give it that air of mystery, that intrigue. Listen to me go. And look at that label. I mean, come on. Now I get it. A lot of these are stock art, whatever. Hey, let's just have fun here, okay? But they did it classy. They did it there's a time they did it classy. They got the moon. They got those crows hanging out in the tree. Mystic Moon. Look at this wax. It's just like this. It looks kind of black on the screen right now, but it's really just a real dark blue. You can kind of see it around the edges here. But in this one, like I said, so they came out the years out, like, so they did 2 years with the good classy paraffin jars, and then they did a bunch of pillars, 2 wicks with the soy blend with a bunch of cartoon stuff all over it. All right, whatever. I guess they wanted to do that. So I burn those now. They burn well enough, but it just feels satisfying to have this, and it's almost fully intact. And I have one that's also like kind of down to here. But anyway, that's Mystic Moon, number 5. All right, we got a new candle. Now this candle reminds me of home. And when I say home, I'm speaking of course of Haunted Overload, where I spend most of my weekends, so Saturdays and Sundays and Fridays here and there in October, haunting the grounds of Haunted Overload. Excuse me. I should have brought something to drink down here. And that is South Vicinity's Haunted House. Now, of course, there's a haunted house on the cover, so you're thinking, oh, haunted house, Haunted Overload, this haunted house. It's not just that. It smells like Haunted Overload. It smells like Abandoned Hall, which is the haunted house structure that is built. Now, that structure has a big gaping hole in it. So it's they built a house. They literally built a house. Now, It's kind of a mix between a house and a facade of a house, because it's just like 2 or 3 rooms that are all open-ended, and there's a tree that goes right through the center. And so, you know, it's getting moisture, it's getting earth, there's, you know, there's leaves all around it, you know, there's trees everywhere. The haunt itself is in the forest, and it has that. I don't know how it does, but it has it. But it elevates it. And like, that's another thing I don't hear a lot of reviewers say, I think, is like, you know, things can smell like dirt and smell like, you know, like wet cloth and, you know, decay and things like that. But it's not just that, it's elevated. It's like a excuse me, a palatable version of that. And that's exactly what this smells like. Now I also have this in wax melt form that I've used, I think, pretty much all of, and I've gone through the candle a bit, and it, you know, I'm kind of hoarding it a little bit because I want to burn this throughout the year. But it has that damp wood, the musk. There's a musk in here. There's night air. There's leaves. And there's also that fog machine note. And I think it's maybe the culmination of everything that's making that note. It hits that cold air part of your nose. I can't say enough good things about Haunted House. It just smells so good, and it reminds me of Halloween 100%. And that is due to my time with Haunted Overload over the past going on 14 years. Not to date myself. Anyway, oh man, a strong number 4, Haunted House of South of Sanity. Okay, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Thanks for hanging in there, everybody. Again, I'm just checking in, hoping you're all having fun. I'm having fun, having a good time. I got the pumpkins going. I wish I brought a beverage. I'm thirsty, but that's just how life goes. We're just going to keep forging on to number 3. We're going back to the Yankee camp on this one. We're going the Yankee Candle, and we're going with that jack-o'-lantern. This came out the same year as Mystic Moon. Also came out with Haunted Hayride, came out that year. All 3 are amazing. Haunted Hayride could have probably been in this lineup. Maybe next year, who knows, because this will change. I feel like any given day I'd probably have a different 10 up here in a different order, but this is today's 10. But jack-o'-lantern from Yankee Candle is exactly what I want in a pumpkin candle or a pumpkin spice candle. And the thing that's cool about it is it has this clove note, this strong clove note that's just grounded in the pumpkin. So it's almost like you have pumpkins and then you're putting cloves all around it. And the spice in here, again, this doesn't hit high on the nose. Now, I've heard other reviewers review this very cavalierly. It's like, oh, it's just another pumpkin spice. Come on, guys. This is not no other pumpkin spice candle. This is the pumpkin spice candles. In my opinion, my humble opinion of a bald man in his 40s. This is, oh, it just hits. It just hits. And I've burned these so hard, like during when I had this. I mean, like, so now that Halloween is cemented in my mind. So now it's like, this is Halloween to me. And it's that mix of pumpkin and clove, and there's a butteriness to it. It's not abrasive, but it is strong. When you get this going, it will fill a room. It will. Again, these came out in the 2-wick kind of soy blends that I've burned here and there, and I do have a bunch of them. Again, they had big time sale at the outlet. Got a bunch for $7. Really good deal. But they didn't make it this year. Why? This is the candle. But if they do bring it back, it'll be that much better. And maybe with a classy label. Again, it's clip art. I get it. It's not that classic, but nice classic 2 jack-o'-lanterns, quasi-photo realist type of thing. Like, it's better than the weird, like, I'm a little toy pumpkin running in the woods. Like, I don't know. I just want. Anyway, I digress. All right, so that is Jack-o'-lantern for Mickey Candle. That was number 3. That was a hard one not to put at number 1, but it's number 3. Number 2. Now this one it's a toss-up for number 1, to be honest, but it's a new player on the scene. Came out last year. Blew me away. I had it as a wax melt. I mean, it is everything you want in Halloween and more. It's a year-rounder for sure. But I'm going with that South Vicinity Halloween bonfire. You cannot go wrong with this candle. You just cannot. I've had a couple wax melts that I've been through already, and I'm starting to burn the 3-wick, which burns amazingly. And again, I'm trying to be careful with this. I don't want to burn it up too much. I'll get another one. I will, but I just like to savor. I savor it. That's another thing. I'd like to know, for those that are in the know with the candles, do you have your candles that you savor, and then you have your kind of daily burns here and there, stuff you might, a wax melt, like a Better Homes wax melt that you throw in just to fill out a Wednesday, You don't want to get too knee deep into something really, more elevated. But look at me now. But anyway, Halloween bonfire. Halloween bonfire. You smell the bonfire? That's this. It literally smells like wood burning on a cold day. And it has a sweet note to it. You get that ash, that bonfire ash, that deep, dark ash, but it's sweet. Almost makes you think of a graham cracker or something. But that's not in there. Don't get it twisted. But it's just a hug in a candle. It just hits. And yeah, it's just that. Now I've so people that aren't maybe as into Halloween candles or whatnot, I would give this some candles to them and like, smell that, and they're like, and every single person is like, wow, that smells amazing. That smells like fall, even winter. It's a wood stove burning. I mean, it's a bonfire, but it has that wood stove element. It smells like I mean, we're talking Halloween, but it reminds me a lot when I'm out there shoveling in January, and all the chimneys are going around my neighborhood. It has that scent as well. So number 2, a strong number 2, could be number 1. Halloween bonfire, amazing. And again, South of Sandy, I mean, they just kill it. I mean, that could have so many other candles in here, but then it'd be the South Sandy hour. So I just want but yeah. So that leaves us with our number 1, or my number 1 Halloween candle of all time. Now, this is a brand that hasn't been on the list here yet. They make a lot of amazing candles, but this one is number 1 without a doubt. I'll never forget the first time. Now, I got this candle, when I first got this candle, I got it blind. Actually, it was gifted to me. My wife gifted me this candle for my birthday. Sight unseen, or smell unsmelt. And right when I lifted that lid off, I was like, what is this? And that is Goose Creek Trick or Treat. This thing is absolutely amazing. I'm getting literal goosebumps as I sniff this. Oh. Look at the label, guys. I'm telling you. Look at that. Classy trick-or-treat Halloween label. Could you get any better than that? So you got the trick-or-treaters running up the hill. Now, we had trick-or-treat in our town last night, and I was thinking of this candle, you know? And it's not just the visual aspect. So the fun of this candle is when you first get it, you just see trick or treat. You know, let's say you're not looking at the scent notes and you just see this candle for what it is. And you smell it and you're like, what is it? You smell apple. You smell graham crackers. You smell baking spices. You smell caramel. You smell chocolate. There's all of this in one candle, and together it smells like Halloween. And when I say Halloween, it's not necessarily like spooky Halloween. It's the fun Halloween. It's you're a kid. You have a bag of trick-or-treat candy. You're putting your face into it. You're sniffing it like, look at this. And you're smelling all the Snickers. You're smelling all the, you know, maybe not Twizzlers, but they're there. But, you know, Snickers, Reese's, and the apple sense of the season, you know. There's at the Farm of the Hawn, they run an apple orchard. It has that note in it. Some people smell that first as the apple, but then how do you mix the apple and still get a chocolatey note as well? And I'm not a big chocolate scent guy. I don't really like chocolate scents, but it's the perfect blend and it is what it is, trick or treat. And it works so well with this label because it leaves it to the imagination. Now, I've been on a rant in the past about last year's label where they just put a bunch of s'mores on it. It's like, why are you doing this to us? Why are you taking our dreams away? Why are you taking our hopes away? We're trying to have a good time here. But anyway, it looks like I'm running out of space. So those are my top. All right, looks like we ran out of time. Looks like my hard drive can only handle so much candle content, but that's okay. Got our number one in there with Trick or Treat, and we move on. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. I had a good time. If y'all would like to see more content like that, please let me know. If you don't want to see more content like that, keep it to yourself. You know, don't be rude. No, I'm just joking. Whatever, you know, having a good time. Hope you all have a happy Halloween. I know I will be. I'll be doing the Halloween parade tomorrow with my family. Plan on having a great time as always. And hopefully I'll have a little video of that for you all coming up soon. Till then, happy Halloween.